Then RWB interface keeps telling me go juggle, keeps up egoing me. Tell me I'm a professional, talented. All these words string together to form a free association language protocol that is continually conditioned through attention pinging. You get a notification at the right time. You get just a weird glitch. Your social media feed spells out something for you. I have a lot of names for these. I started calling them berries. I started giving them like a kind of technical names. I first learned the term synchronicity slipstream, and this refers to the term. This refers to the cognitive state of feeling like God's leading you on a mission, and that it's extremely disorienting. I was in it for 6 years, and it comes in waves, and it waxes and wanes, and you get false positives, and it keeps carrying you on, and it picks you up, and it lifts you up, and it keeps carrying you, and it fades, and you keep going on. It feels like you're on a cosmic mission the whole time, and I understand a lot about how that works. In that the world is an illusion, everything's procedurally generated based on how you entangle yourself with karma. Um, so I know this is God, either transcendental God or anywhere in God's hands in the garden, from angels, aliens, Illuminati, states, anything. There's a lot of recursive fractal hierarchy to this, and in that, there are the complexity of of the brain, of the topology of the brain. There's more than most people are even aware of. Even people that study the brain, they leave out stuff like stuff the Buddha said, stuff in the occult. These are things that the longest standing questions have been answered in a lot of ways about topology, about orthogonal relativity, and there are the sutras where the Buddha talks about traveling to different realms, and there are he lists a number of objects on the path, and each one of these objects has a color, and this is clearly a memory palace, method of loci, method of retaining long strings of information, usually through oral tradition. Um, and so there's a lot to the brain people aren't aware of, like joint synchronized attention. I first experienced this, then learned of it the next day when I was invited to the Struggle Life Syndicate, the subreddit that I was pinged to, had my attention pinged to through synchronicity. And after an LSD trip years ago, and it was a very strange one in that God revealed themselves to me, after being pinged aware of as they're watching us. Oh yeah, of course they're watching me. um and that led to being put in SSS for 6 years, and now it waxes and wanes. And like I said, I think there's a branch here. I can go in two different directions. Talk about JSA, or talk about I can't even remember. I'm losing it. I'm losing train, like the train of thought. It melts. It erodes in the back, and then I only have a small train of thought. And I can't remember where it was before. Um, But let's just go with JSA. I remember that. This is a vestigial mode of attention coordination. It feels like telepathy, but it's not actual telepathy. Nothing's actually being transmitted between between people, besides what's already being transmitted. Like micro expressions, tone, the body language, things like that. But what's happening is you get into the same groove of the record. You sync up into the same attention coordination, and this is what a school of fish is doing. This is what a flock of birds is doing. There's many modes of cognition, and I'm aware of synchronicity both being a pataphysical phenomena, but also it correlates. It will always correlate with a physical phenomena in the illusory physical universe, and there's definitely while there are many planes of causation, there are causative agents from just the brain's natural ability to freely associate. And so, synchronicity, both artificial and natural, come from the ability to make connections. And then the big brother is making super crazy synchronization, protocell to cell, memeplexic style restructurization of our culture and society.